The Honest Woodcutter and the Fairy. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the edge of a great forest, lived a kind-hearted woodcutter named Lukas. Every day, Lukas ventured deep into the forest to chop wood, not for riches, but simply to provide for his family. He was a humble man, always mindful of the trees, and never took more than he needed. The villagers admired him for his honesty and hard work. One morning, as Lukas swung his axe at a tall oak tree, the blade slipped from his hand and flew into a nearby river. Horrified, he watched as his only axe sank beneath the water. Lukas sat by the riverbank, despair creeping into his heart. Without his axe, he couldn't chop wood, and without wood, his family would go hungry. As he sat in sorrow, the water of the river began to shimmer. Out of the sparkling current emerged a beautiful fairy, her wings glistening like the morning dew. She floated above the water, her presence filling the forest with a soft glow. "Why do you weep, kind woodcutter?" asked the fairy in a gentle voice. "My axe has fallen into the river," Lukas replied. "It is my only tool to earn a living. Without it, I cannot provide for my family." The fairy smiled kindly. "Do not worry, good man. I will help you." With a graceful gesture, she dove into the river and re-emerged holding a shining golden axe. She presented it to Lukas. "Is this your axe?" she asked. Lukas looked at the dazzling golden axe, but he shook his head. "No, that is not my axe. Mine is simple and made of iron." The fairy smiled again and disappeared beneath the water. This time she returned with a silver axe, even more brilliant than the first. "Is this your axe?" Lukas, honest as always, shook his head once more. "No, that is not my axe either." For the third time, the fairy dove into the river. When she returned, she held Lukas's old, worn iron axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked with a knowing smile. Lukas's face lit up with joy. "Yes, that's my axe. Thank you, kind fairy." The fairy's smile widened, and she said, "Your honesty and humble heart have touched me. Because you did not take what was not yours, I will reward you. You may keep the golden and silver axes as well." Overwhelmed by the fairy's kindness, Lukas bowed deeply. Thank you," he said gratefully. He returned home with all 3 axes, and from that day on, his family never went hungry. Word of Lukas's honesty spread throughout the village, and the fairy's gift allowed him to live comfortably for the rest of his days. But even with his newfound wealth, Lukas remained the same humble woodcutter, always helping others and never taking more than he needed. And so, Lukas's honesty and the fairy's kindness became a legend, reminding everyone that truth and integrity are worth more than all the gold and silver in the world. The end.